It was a beautiful morning in the convent, but Marie-Joseph, a proud and stubborn girl raised in the convent, breaks bounds and enjoys swimming in the ocean. She is dragged by her colleagues, scolded by the nuns, and eventually locked in her room, where a priest sends her over to the palace to play music for the Sun King. Upon her arrival, King was instantly smitten with her, as she reminded him of someone who was very dear to his heart. Life at the palace was both exchanging and challenging, especially considering how she was brought up in the convent. Her daily activities involved practicing and taking walks with her friend. However, one day she was driven by the sound of very soothing melodies from a distance. Following the sound, she found herself in a chamber that held the existence of a mythical creature, a mermaid. It seems to have been captured, but by whom? It was captured by the king, who wanted to use it to save the people of France from their chronic sicknesses. One day, whilst Marie-Joseph was exploring horse riding with a guard, she mistakenly fell off and broke her arm, badly injuring it and calling for an amputation. That night, whilst the man stood at the chambers of the creature, regretting challenging the lady to a ride, the mermaid signaled to him, conveying a strong message that she was capable of healing. Indeed, she healed Marie, and her arm was strong like never before the next day. Whilst taking a walk in the palace, she was summoned by the king into his chambers, who later revealed that he was her father all along and didn't know how to break the news to her. However, it came with a price. She was only summoned to the palace because the king wanted to increase his wealth and give her hand in marriage to the son of a dying rich king who will possess all his father's fortune within some few weeks. Heartbroken, she cried in her room till her eyes were sore. Also that evening, the guard slipped a note under her door. It was an experiment supposed to be performed on the mermaid to extract her heart and give it to the king so he can remain immortal. This breaks and shatters her into pieces. Everything she was told by the king was a lie. He only wanted the mermaid for his selfish gains. Compelled by this secret, she pleads with the king's priest to help her escape from the palace with the mermaid. Her marriage was that very day, and she was already in love with the king's personal guard, not some rich, spoilt prince. The plan was to sneak out and save the mermaid from the chamber after wearing her dress, so everyone might think she was going to the temple with the priest for confession, so as not to raise suspicion from the public. She swiftly maneuvered her way into the chamber and met with the captain whom she loved. She expressed her desire to be with him and not with the prince. Together they will free the mermaid and take on a voyage to explore the world away from the palace. Because the captain loved her and felt pity for the mermaid, he decided to help and escape with the love of her life. Even though the king's own physician tried to stop them, they outsmarted him. The captain first fled with the mermaid through a tunnel to the opening of the sea, while Marie rode on a horse to meet them at the cliff. However, upon her arrival, she found out the king had sent his guards to intercept the captain and his crew with ships. She reminded her father of being selfish and how she wished she had never met him. She jumped, and eventually reality dawned on the king, feeling sorry for being a terrible and selfish dad. The kings gave her the permission to elope with the captain and explore his life, whilst he moved on to serve his people with more compassion.